Hello, we're here to talk about one of the most amazing global success stories, the COVID-19 vaccine, where science has responded to an enormous challenge that threatens millions of people in the U.S. and globally. Hundreds of thousands have fallen victim to the virus in the U.S., and millions more across the globe have died of this virus. Researchers and scientists have successfully rolled out the first vaccine in little over 11 months. That is an unprecedented time frame for vaccine development. But it was not done by taking shortcuts on the science and validation of the vaccines. Instead, the rapid delivery of vaccines was accomplished by reducing administrative steps and fast-tracking approvals through a very complex system. Scientists from around the globe collaborated on development, and they used knowledge gained from previous corona-type viruses. Vaccines were tested on tens of thousands of people, and now millions have been vaccinated, and millions more will be vaccinated over the coming months. So join me in celebrating this significant scientific accomplishment. What questions do you have about the vaccines? Is it okay if I ask you a few questions around how you feel about the COVID vaccines? You are certainly not alone. The safety of the vaccines is one of the biggest concerns that people have. For many, this is related to the speed with which these vaccines were developed. After all, the first vaccine was approved after only 11 months. Let's answer these questions with the facts. First, no vital steps in developing, testing, or distributing these vaccines were skipped. Some administrative steps were streamlined, and new, more efficient procedures were put into place to speed approvals through the very complex process. But the vital research and testing were certainly not skipped. The vaccines have been tested on tens of thousands of people, and now millions of people have received the vaccine safely. I think it's important to get the facts from some of the most trusted scientific and medical experts. So look in the related questions to hear what they have to say about vaccine safety. I'm glad you asked about that topic. This is a topic that is so important to me. As an African American woman, I've watched the stories about how this pandemic has disproportionately affected minority groups. Minorities are as much as 3 to 5 times more likely to be hospitalized, and more than twice as likely to die from COVID, compared with white patients. I am so glad to say that science has now helped us overcome this deadly disease by delivering several vaccines to help us protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. Unfortunately, there's been a reluctance by many in our community to get vaccinated, and it's not surprising. There has been a long history of mistreatment of minorities by our healthcare system. We all know that history. So you should know that the first 2 mRNA vaccines with FDA authorization were tested in a diverse group of people. About 30% of U.S. participants were Hispanic, African American, Asian, or Native American. There were no significant safety concerns identified in these or any other groups. The vaccines have proven to be safe. Millions of Americans are now vaccinated, and millions more will be vaccinated over the coming months. Healthcare professionals who know the most about the disease and vaccine science have been the first to stand in line for their shots. It's important that you get the facts and learn the science behind the vaccines so that you feel comfortable with your decision about getting vaccinated. That's why I'm here, and to answer your questions. So let's talk about science and the facts. What would you like to know? Has this information changed the way you view the vaccine?